Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of you, and peace out to the rest of you. The blackest hearted, blackest minded, blackest man on social media signing black in and shining again, asking you to hit the mother cuss word share button because the message is more important than the messenger. Because of the sake of time, I've got 8 minutes left before I have to actually be logged in and teaching the second half of my class. I'm going to have to talk fast and get right to it, skip a lot of things. Take three things into account. Number one, the whole Derrick Jaxn fiasco. Secondly, take into account the Reverend Brother Pastor Deacon Dr. Edward Allen Anderson's video. You can say what you want to, but then look at Jay Cash's video, the last one about how certain light-skinned men get prejudged and stereotyped. Now, these are true. I know that happens with light-skinned men. I know we get prejudged and stereotyped because I also experienced it. And I requested that Jay Cash come and tell his story. And he's done so bravely, which takes more courage from him than it does from me because he still lives in the United States. He's even given the name of his state. I don't live there, and I don't even tell you exactly which state I'm from. You only know it's got to be either Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, or Alabama, or the upper coast of Florida, because that's the Gulf Coast. That's the only place you know. Areas where Creoles live are, and that includes all of these areas I mentioned, are the only areas I could be from. So he has more courage in that regard. When you factor all of these in together, you're going to notice something. Number one, you're going to understand that Derrick Jaxn was an exception to a lot of the rules that women have. He is the man for whom even select black women break rules. He would have had the confidence to approach women with the kind of approach that he had with that surgeon because he's been approached. And this is part of why it is, I would say, that sisters don't have to excuse him cheating. Brothers ain't necessarily doing that because he was talking about cheaters. We don't have to excuse that, and I don't excuse adultery. However, polygyny, right off the bat, is something that sisters have proven with Derrick Jaxn that they would prefer over evenly dividing themselves amongst normal men. They wouldn't do even that. Sisters would rather share a man, women in general would rather share a man like Derrick Jaxn than to actually have a normal and attractive man to themselves. A man that they actually like looking at, but, they like looking at him, but he's just not Derrick Jaxn physically. You give them a choice, they would rather claw each other over Derrick Jaxn than to be alone with a man that they consider cute. Now, that right there excuses polygyny. So, gentlemen, I'm going to straight up tell y'all, marry 2 or 3 or 4 of your liking. Do it. Whether you tell the first one or not, I'd recommend telling them, but why should you? They just get upset that they found out, really. That's really what winds up being the case. They get upset that they found out. If they want you, they want you. Alpha Male Strategies was right about one thing. You pretty much got to lie to get them draws. That's not men's fault. The fact that is a requirement is not the fault of men. Men did not sit up and say, well, we're going to make it a requirement that we have to lie to women to get the draw. Why would we have done that? No, that's something women sat back and said. They're going to have to lie if they want these, because what they pretty much saying is what is realistic will never be good enough. And all you got to do is add a little extra inches of chest to her without increasing her belly size, or add some hips without increasing her waist size, and she won't know how to act. So again, the game ain't men's fault. They say don't hate the player, hate the game. Well, the game ain't men's fault. That's not something we did. The adultery is his because he made the commitment. That's all. Now, I got my own suspicions as to why his wife decided to look as plain as possible on that particular video. That's a different topic for another day. But what I will say is that if you are a normal man, The approach that Derrick Jaxn made to that surgeon in Lenox Mall would have never worked for you. It would have been seen as weakness. Even if she didn't hate you and she still saw it as being polite, the fact is it would have been seen as weak. Now, if you were a normal man with an ambiguous phenotype like mine or Jay Cash's, game over. Done. It would have been seen as outright weakness, and she would have lost respect for you. The politeness would not have counted in your favor. Now, I am factoring in that he is taller and more muscular than normal. I don't think that a slightly lower melanin count would really hurt him that much if he kept those other attributes. But if you are a normal height, normal built man, and they think you're cute to look at, but you wind up with my or Jay Cash's phenotype, well, it's over then. Every approach is the wrong approach. What the hell are you doing even trying to make an approach? How stupid must you be for that? So, again, polygyny is right, especially if you find that women are just approaching you. And that's where he would have got the confidence to make a polite approach. He's not dumb. He knows that type of approach doesn't work with most or work for most guys. He had the confidence to get it, to use that approach because he's been getting approached. That's what that's about. He's just that guy that gets approached. Ladies, if you got a problem with him, okay, try approaching the men that you actually like but can't show off to your friends. So you can show Derrick Jaxn off to your friends, but a man that you like but you just can't show him off or brag about him at the hair salon, try approaching those guys. If you can't do it, fine, but fuck the shuck up. You're not going to get these kinds of men that you want to be monogamous with you. I don't excuse adultery, but you will not get them to be monogamous with you. You're lucky if they just marry you and marry someone else. You're lucky if that's what you get. Most of you don't even have a problem really with him being with someone else. You have a problem with the equality of him, of another wife being in the picture, sharing equal status with her. And this says a hell of a lot more about you than it does about men. Even though he ain't crap for cheating. Thank you all for listening. Black Heart, Black Mind, Blackout. Assalamu alaikum. Black heterosexual, non-select male power just because they don't like it. And black patriarchy and polygyny until extinction or judgment day.